Hey, welcome back. Let's play through the game to determine what we need to do next in order to accomplish the next move in the game. So we've got the start game button. We ask the player to select a case. So this is going to be their hidden case, and this is the one that they can choose to kind of play out till the end or take the offers as they're presented. And we've already loaded a number of different offers. We've built out the game board, and now we've got a fully functional game board. So we do have already one of these values is selected, but the player has no idea what they've already selected. So the objective is to select a bunch of cases, and then they get offers presented to them. So we don't have that offer being presented to them because it said select one case, and we selected 4 cases now, and we haven't seen any of the offers being presented. The rest of the graphics and the view part is working, and the next step in order to check to see if there's an offer available is going to be when they select the case and they close this is where we can present the offer. So we can present it within that close action. And that's really where they're moving next, and that's how they're moving through the game. So we already have that close pop-up action happening there where we're showing and we're displaying that logic of hiding the pop-up. But now we can apply some logic and we can offer a make an offer at this point, or we can check to see if there is an offer available or should be made at this point. And if there isn't, then they can continue to click through until we do have an offer or until the game is over and they run out of cases. And this is another thing that we need to account for. If they've selected the last case or the second last case, then we need to end the game. So all of this can be done within the close pop-up because this is where we do the moves in the game. So we're going to output all of the game offers length. So as the player moves through the game, we're going to output the game offers. So right now we have 5 and we still have 5, so we haven't been able to move through that. And the game offers are all coming from here, and notice that as well that we filtered out the ones that didn't match up with the number of values that we have. So that's why we've got the 5 items there within the offer, and we need to check to make sure that if an offer is available, we need to be able to make that offer. So let's have a condition to do that, and this condition is going to check the game and use that holding array. So the holding array, remember, is the one that we set from before where we've got all of the values as we constructed the game board. And we need to check to see the length. And this is really how many items are still left or how many cases are still in play. And then we're taking our game offers value and we're checking to see which offer we're on. So we know that if we haven't made any offers, we're going to be on the first one. This is using an index value, and with JavaScript, the arrays are 0-based index values. So we can see that if those are equal, if we're on the offers and the offers are made, and remember we sorted the offers, so the first offer is going to pop up at 14, and we're checking to see if this array length is going to be 14, and if it is, then we know that we need to add an offer. So let's make sure that that is working as expected, and then within the console, send offer. So this is where the offer will take place. Let's see if it works. So now we should be sending one. We've got 15 left. And at 14, so we send the offer. So that was working. So confirm to be working. And sometimes you have to do it step by step and play the game over and over again. So that's why it's always good that you play a game that you're enjoying. So let's do a game offer. We're putting this global. This is a brand new game offer. This is what the game is going to offer. And we're going to calculate out a value that we should be offering. And we're going to create a brand new function to calculate the offer. And what this will do is this is going to loop through all of the available offers, and it will come up with the value that we want to present to the user. So let's move down and create that function. We're not passing in any parameters, but we are going to be returning back the calculation. And we can create a variable, call it total. So we'll send that value back. So let's see how we can work out total. And the way that we want to work the total is we want to loop through and get all of the total values of the remaining cases, and we're going to divide that by 2, and that's going to be the offer that we're going to make. Or we're not going to divide it by 2, we're going to divide it by the remaining items in the game holding array. And so that will give us a rough average of how much is left. So let's create total, and total is from the game select. So this is the player's selected case value. And the reason we're starting with this is that we want to add all the other ones in, because the player, remember, doesn't know which one they've selected. And we need to add this in to get an accurate total of all of the values that are currently still in play. So taking the holding array and looping through each one of the items within the holding array and outputting a value of L. So we're looping through all of these. And all we're going to do is we're going to total it. So just do a quick total of whatever the value of total plus total until we get a value of L. So now we've got a value that's being returned back, and we can continue to do our calculation. So over here, we've got where we're calculating the offer, we need to divide it by the game holding array length value plus 1, because that plus 1 is going to represent the user's case. So let's try that, and we'll console log out the game offer. So now we need to select, so the send offer, and we're offering 35 at this point. And that's a fair evaluation because we did get rid of a few of the larger ones. And I'm going to log out the total so that we can have a better idea of what the total is that we're sending back before we're sending it back. And I'll also do a console log, adding in a bunch of asterisks because we've got quite a few console logs messages going. So it's a little hard to distinguish. So there we've got our total, and we're dividing it by the number within the array. So the more that we pick, and eventually we need to get another offer as well. Then we need to move it to the next index value of game offers. So we'll take our game offer made. We're going to increment it by 1 because we have made an offer, or we will be making an offer in this case. And now let's determine what we want to output for the offer. So we're going to have a condition there, and then using the pop-up, and we're going to create a brand new pop-up, so pop-up 2, and this is going to be for the offer pop-up. So we already have the pop-up 1, and we want to duplicate this for pop-up number 2 so that we can have both pop-up values. So going back into here, and let's do this as pop-up 2, and it will update this and have message block. And we'll update this as well as needed, but for now we're going to keep it as message pop-up 2, and we can send over that same HTML. So let's construct some HTML, and this is again that message back to the user. So always think of what you want to present to the user, and I want to present them how many offers I've made. So offer number, whatever offer value that we have, and getting that game offer value, offer made value, is going to tell us how many offers we've made. And notice that we've already incremented it here. So that means that even though it's 0 based, we're going to start out at 1 because we've already done the increase of the value there. And then concatenating it together to div. So we're sending over this HTML string to the user. So this is the information we're providing to them. And the game offer. So this is the offer that we're actually going to be sending over. And that's the one that we just spent all that time calculating. So offer this. So the user can see what was offered to them, because of course that is important for them to make the decision. And also we need to output whatever cases are next. So how many more cases they need to select. So we'll calculate that. So that's temp case next. So how many cases are next till the next offer. So that's again more information that the user needs to know. And creating that, let's set up that variable. So temp case next. And this can just be a value. So right now we'll just set it at, we can set it at 0. So, and do the calculation here on how many temporary cases are next. And we can actually also, we might want to have an option for last offer. So this might not even necessarily need to equal anything, and we can make an update on it. So let's just declare the variable and do a quick update. As for this one, this is going to be that it's the last case. So I don't want to give them how many cases are left because of course the last case, so there's no cases left. So that we need a customized message, and we'll just put last offer. So the user or the player knows how many offers are next, and then this is the last offer. So we're going to need to set a variable of game last offer, and we're going to set that one to true. So that's the same one that we set to false earlier. So this is our game last offer, and we're going to pass over this value into the variable message that's in the pop-up message. So now let's do the one for the typical case where we need to calculate out how many offers are left. And we'll use that same variable, that case variable, and start it out. So this can be a string as well, and giving them how many cases are left. So this again is going to be a calculation, and we have all the information that we need to make that calculation. So we've got all of that existing information where we just do one more calculation of this because we know it's not the last case. I'm going to wrap it in a bracket, and I'm subtracting from that number. What number should I subtract? And that's just the game offers made. So that will give me, from that game offers array, it's going to give me the one before it and then the one that we're currently looking at, and give me a calculated value because this one is going to be a larger value, so that's why we're subtracting it. So in this case, going in here, it's going to be 14 minus 12, and so it's going to give me a value of 2. So it's going to go or select 2, and let's finish the wording for the player. More cases. So we're telling the player how many more cases they can select if they don't want to take the offer. And I do need to make the condition in here and make sure that the game offer made, so we did increment it there, so keep that in mind, that the game offer made, and we've incremented it by 1, game offers length. So the offer made is not going to be equal to the offer's length. And we know that we've got 5 offers there that are loaded. So again, thinking dynamically when we're building this game, we're going to see that if this increments, so if we're on number 4, then we don't have anything left, which is going to equal the game offers length, so fully dynamic. And that means that it's the last offer and there's no more offers after that. And we're not going to be expecting any more offers, and we're setting the last offer to true, which will trigger the end of game because that's the last offer that we have available to the player. And one more thing, just add in the bracket there so that we can pop-up value. And now we're just sending it over to the pop-up. So let's try it. So selected case number 3, select one more case. Great job. Now we need a message. So we've got the accept content or decline it. So we've got offer 1 at 35 or select 2 more cases. So why isn't this coming through on pop-up 2? Let's check it out, and we see that we're updating the modal body and we're not updating modal body 2. So that was the error there. Great job. And now we see we've got the offer. So offer 1 at 36 or select 2 more cases. So next we need to work in what happens accept or decline. And as you can see, we can't play any further because we need to enable these as options. So that's the next step in the game development. So go ahead, add all of this stuff into your game, and you can be ready to move on to the next one where we let the user make a decision. And if they accept the offer, then the game is over. They walk away with 36. If they decline it, then they keep playing, and we're going to tell them how many more cases. And in 2 more cases, we're going to have another offer for them, and that's going to be based on what the existing values are on the screen.